Hello and welcome to Bright Road to Success, where we make learning easy. So today, parents, I'm going to give you 4 tips that you can use to help your child to have a fun, productive, and successful first week of school and also for the rest of the year. So how about you go ahead and subscribe to the channel, click the like button, and also go ahead and click the bell, and be sure to put any questions that you have in the comment section. So here we go. Here are our 4 tips. I'm going to start with the T. Take time to read any notes that your child's teacher sends home. These notes, even though it could be a lot, or they might even be some different forms and things like that, they are very important. Usually that first week of school, your teacher will send home the schedule, they'll send home the rules of the class, they'll send home any emergency forms, and most importantly, they will send home the best way for you to contact your child's teacher. Which brings us to the I. Initiate contact with your child's teacher. Most likely, again, your child's teacher will send home the best way to contact them. So just reach out to your child's teacher. Say, hello, my name is Miss Brown, and my child's name is, Zion Brown, and my child is wonderful, but, sometimes he has a little bit of problem staying focused. But this is what we do at home to actually help him. I think it's an excellent idea, and as a teacher, I really like when parents do reach out to me, because it's one of us, and usually anywhere from 16 to sometimes even 30 students. So if you reach out to your child's teacher, you will begin to establish that relationship with your child's teacher that will carry you all throughout the year. Okay, so we got the T, we got the I, and now we're going to move on to the P. Prepare your child each and every day for school, and it only takes really a few seconds. Ask them 4 important questions. Hey, do you have your homework if you had homework? Number 2, do you have paper? Number 3, do you have a pencil to write with? And if so, is it sharpened? And if not, here's a sharpener, or go to my office and sharpen your pencils. And then number 5, do you have your lunch? That is, if your child is taking lunch, or do you have your money for your lunch? You would be surprised how much more smoother your child's day will go if they are prepared for class. Because usually as soon as your child walks across the threshold of that door, they begin to work. This brings us to the very last tip, the S. The S is very important because it's the time when you should sit down with your child each and every day, maybe 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, at the end of the day after you come home and you've had dinner, and ask your child just a few important questions. Before I tell you what to ask them, let me tell you what not to ask them. Do not ask your child, what did you learn today? I know it seems like a question that's an open question and your child would just come out with so much information. But if you're anything like me, my child, when I would ask my child that when she was in elementary school, I would always get the old, nothing. I learned nothing. Okay? So I'm going to give you a way to ask that question, but in a more specific way in order to get some good information. Here's what you do. Ask your child the question, well, what was your favorite part of the day? And of course, your child, they might say lunch, they might say recess, or they might say reading or math. And if so, then this can start a whole conversation about one of those core subjects. Second question that I want you to ask is, and you have to be very specific, what did you work on today in, and for example, you might say reading. You might want to say, hey, what did you work on in math? Or what did you work on in social studies? This is a much more explicit question and will get your child to talking a little bit more about what they did during the day. Third question is, at school, there's a plane. Okay. Third question is, what do you want to improve on in, and then name that, whatever that subject was that your child said that, that they worked on that day. Again, this will help you to maybe understand where your child is having some problems. Your teacher is probably, your child's teacher is probably already aware of it, but it wouldn't hurt to just shoot them a note and say, hey, I was talking to my child today and they said they were having a little bit problem on multiplication. Here we go. Very last question, and this is probably the most important question. If you do nothing else, okay, as far as asking your child these explicit questions, ask your child, what can I do to help you improve on what you learned in, and then again, state that particular subject. So, for example, you might want to say, hey, what can I do to help you with math? You know, you said you were having a little problem with that multiplication. Well, what can I do to help? Your child might say, hey, I need some flashcards, or I need you to practice with me. I need you to read me this story about math, or whatever the case may be. So there you have it. 4 tips that you can use, parents, to help your child to have a fun and successful, productive first week of school, and also take some of those tips and just, initiate them and continue to do them throughout the year. So be sure to subscribe to the channel, click the like button, click the bell. I usually try to put up lessons once a week or once every 2 weeks. And again, leave in the comment section any questions that you might have for a 20-year vet teacher. All right, see you next time on Bright Road to Success. Bye-bye.